All right. Hi, everybody. Dr. Laura Donna here with Life Mod Solutions. Today, we're going to be talking about how we can reduce our blood sugar spikes by changing how we're eating our foods. Okay. So during the sugar detox challenge, we've given you a list of foods that contain foods that will not spike your blood sugar extremely high. So we've been doing this naturally. But after this challenge, you're going to be reintroducing different foods. Everybody responds differently to different foods. In this challenge, we also talked about how you should test your blood sugar, the finger stick blood sugar testing versus continuous glucose monitoring, which I recommend for everybody, because the way that you respond to foods is going to be different than somebody else. And weight loss is all about reducing the sugar spikes. So, what this book did, which I'm going to summarize, is called The Glucose Revolution. I'm going to summarize the details from the research that this person laid out on how to reduce your blood sugar spikes. She also wore a continuous glucose monitor over a certain period of time, and she tracked her blood sugar and found out that things were spiking her blood sugar that shouldn't. And so she came up with a bunch of rules and used a bunch of clinical research with guidelines, because life is going to happen. You're going to have your sugary treats. You're going to have your candy. What can we do in how we're eating to mitigate this response? So we're going to go over 10 tips. Okay. So first tip number one is to stop counting calories. Counting calories is not the way to lose weight. The 100 calories from bread is going to hormonally change differently in your body than 100 calories from chicken versus 100 calories from broccoli. They're apples and oranges to grapefruits. You can't compare them. Okay. So by looking at the calories, it's not helpful. Instead, we need to look at how these foods raise our blood sugar, which we know that carbohydrates and processed and refined sugars and natural sugars are all going to spike our blood sugar. Okay. So number two is the type of sugar doesn't matter. Okay. So whether you're eating a fruit, whether you're eating a candy bar, whether you're getting unrefined coconut sugar or honey, it doesn't matter. Sugar is sugar, and your hormones are going to respond the same way. So sugar is always best in moderation. Number three, I'm really excited to show you this one. Eating foods in the right order. So they did some experiments where they had vegetables, proteins and fats, carbs, whatever it was, and they ate them in any order that they wanted. And then they tested their blood sugar. And then they strategically put them in a specific order. And they found out that by eating foods in a certain order, you can reduce your blood sugar spike up to 75%. And I'm going to show you one of her graphs of this, because I think it's impressive to see. Okay. So you can see this graph, and on the top here, this is the left bar is showing blood sugar, and the bottom bar here going horizontal is showing the number of hours. So this is when they ate the food, and this is all that happens within the 2-hour mark of eating that food. Okay. So this person she ate mango, rice, tomato, and shrimp ceviche. Now, what's in the shrimp ceviche is vegetables, avocados, and protein. So you're getting protein, fat, and veggies and fiber. Okay. She ate them in any order that she wanted. Look at this big sugar spike that occurred in her blood sugar levels. Now, she redid the same experiment, but what she did was she ordered the foods in a specific way. And this is literally one after another. There's no time in between. It's just what goes down the hatch first. So she ate the shrimp ceviche first, which contained fiber and vegetables, as well as protein and fat. Then she did the rice, and then they did the mango. And look at the difference in the blood sugar spike. Now, again, this is one person. This is her experiment, but they are there. So you need to test your own blood sugar to see if this is accurate for yourself. But there is a company in the United Kingdom called Zoe who is teaching people how to lose weight by managing blood sugar levels. And they're putting this to the test, and they're finding out that it does work. And what they did in their experiments was they had the people eat the fibers first and then the proteins and fats, and they waited 15 minutes to eat their sweet potato or to eat their dessert or to eat their carbs or fruit, whatever it was. And they saw a drop in their blood sugar. But this book is showing you don't need to wait. You just drop it down the hatch and it's fine. So you're going to get the same results. Now, write this down. You should always eat your vegetables first. Always. The next thing you should put down your mouth is proteins and fats. This is your protein. This is your meat, your chicken, your salmon, whatever you're eating. The last thing you want to be eating is your carbohydrates. This is your whether it's from sugary fruit or if it's from a sweet potato, butternut squash, beets, parsnips, any vegetables that grow underground, which tend to be higher in carbohydrates, those need to go last. So again, by doing this, you reduce your spike by up to 75%. Okay, that's tip number 3, is order of your foods matters. Tip number 4 is to always eat your greens as your starter. So if you're having a salad, that should go down first. It's because the fiber, I didn't explain why, the fiber that's in these foods is slowing down your digestion. So when you have fiber, it's now your blood sugar only rises a little bit. This gives enough time for your body to use it, your cells to use it, to energy to use it, right? Boom, and then it's gone. As opposed to when you skyrocket up, your body's going, whoa, this is way too much sugar. I don't need all of this right now in this 1 second in time here. Let me shoot out a bunch of insulin. Let me store this in fat and get it out of the way because I don't need this much so quickly. And then boom, you drop really quickly. So we want this nice steady pace. Okay. Number 5, reach for vinegar. Vinegar is your best friend. Okay. So here's another study that I'm going to show you the graph of. And so what she did here was, this is eating French fries. Okay. Here's this big burst of sugar intake. Now eating French fries with vinegar. Look at that difference in blood sugar just by adding vinegar to your diet. So if you're going to be eating sweet potatoes, sugary, anything, I want you to take vinegar with your meal. How they used it in clinical research was 1 to 2 tablespoons of vinegar in a glass of water. The next question is, what kind of vinegar do you use? And any vinegar works except for balsamic. Okay, because balsamic and the syrupy balsamic glaze has sugar in it. So you could do white wine, red wine, apple cider, rice wine, coconut vinegar. Any of those vinegars are going to be good to use, not balsamic. Okay. So if you're going to be eating these foods, take your vinegar with your meal. If you're going to go out to eat, bring some with you, find a way to travel with it. Okay. Let's see. Next tip is, after you eat, move. Okay. Walking reduces spikes in your blood sugar. You want to use your muscles usually within the hour after eating it. So do a couple air squats, go for a walk, but the research is showing that up to an hour after, or within that hour, is when you want to be moving more. Now in this one, she says that breakfast is the most important meal of the day, but if you're going to eat breakfast, make sure there's no carbs or sugar in it. That should be your high fat, high protein meal. Go for more savory things. Because that's gonna be better. Choose your leftovers that you ate for dinner the next day without the carbs. Okay. Number 8, have a dessert instead of a snack. So a sweet snack. So instead of just eating a fruit by itself in the afternoon, instead you're gonna want to eat your dessert or your fruit after lunch or right after dinner. Again, this is going to fall into that fiber protein coming in down the hatch first, and it's going to slow your digestion. So desserts are better than sweet snacks. And if you're going to have a snack, tip number 9 is go for a savory snack, nuts and seeds, jerky, eggs, any vegetables with any dips that you can go for that are lower in carb. Stick to savory snacks. Okay. And final thing is number 10 is always clothe your carbs. She calls it clothing your carbohydrates. So always pairing your carbs with a protein or fat. Even though you're adding more calories, you're reducing your glucose spikes, and that also reduces hunger, and it helps your overall weight picture in the long term. So those are some tips that I want you to apply. These are going to really make sense after we're done the sugar detox challenge, but now you know the tips and tricks that you need to do without having to test your blood sugar. You know that you're supporting your health. So let me know what questions you have, and thank you for tuning in. If you like the content that you heard in this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and share with somebody who you think can benefit from this information. And if you're interested in working with me one-on-one, I do offer virtual and in-person coaching in my office here in Newtown, Pennsylvania, or I also do holistic health group coaching in a private Facebook group. So please check out my website, lifemodsolutions.com, to learn more and to download some freebies like my belly bloating fixer elixir. So check it out. Thanks for tuning in.